Dirty, disorganized, and just a disaster. It's more of an overpriced, messy boutique. Horrible space, old and dingy. I wish I could leave negative stars. The guy who owns the place is creepy. What are we getting into? Can't believe I'm actually here, but I'm here for the video, and it looks like they're closed. It says on Yelp they open at 9. 9:01, they're not open. Off to a great start. Of course, I wanted to see the worst rated thrift store that wasn't a Goodwill, and it's the one, of course, that I dread the most. I've only ever been there twice. Both times everything was overpriced. It's a mess in there. The owner kind of just hangs out. He doesn't seem very friendly, and that's exactly what I saw in the comments as well. Just abysmal, to say the least. The comments claim that the owner's not friendly. He'll not sell you things if he sees you looking it up because he obviously notices that you see the value in it, or at least have found value. We're giving it a chance because I want to show you guys, just on a typical day, hoping to go in there to get an inside look to see if all the comments are valid or if it's just all the people who don't have good experiences that are commenting there. I think the wildest part of their 2.3 star rating is that they're right down the street from a thrift store that writes prices in Sharpie on the items, like on clothes that you can even see through the shirt sometimes on the back side, and that place is the 3.8. If a place that's writing all over their merchandise with Sharpies is getting a 3.8 and this other one is only a 2.3, that's a good indicator of how bad it is. We're back. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty inviting. They got two smaller signs that say thrift store that point to the bigger sign that says thrift store. They got balloons, which are always fun, flags for the patriotism. Good morning. Good morning. Not a good sign when you hear the staff talking about eBay. I'm gonna chime in here to talk about this WNBA jersey. There's no numbers or a name on it, but it's definitely old school. It's from 2009 All-Star Game in Connecticut. I couldn't leave this behind. These are comps for blank ones, but we'll see what this one can go for since it's an All-Star jersey. This is a recent brand I've learned about. I'd actually sold a t-shirt from theirs. I've never seen a long sleeve or a quarter zip. A little fade to it, but at the new reduced price they have here, definitely gonna still make some profits on this. The sell-through rate aren't crazy on these, but definitely worth picking up left coast tee. Here's an example of just some wild prices they have on some items. True Religion's a brand that was very popular at once and even made a little bit of a comeback, but $80 for this hoodie is not going to happen. I look at the recent comps, they're more about $30, but even then, they don't really sell well. Another wild price, $15 for a purple polo. They don't even go for that on eBay. Another example here, this Orvis short sleeve button up, definitely not worth 15 bucks. Another example of high prices. This isn't even the worst one we'll see today. So I went to ask about these, and Tuesdays and Thursdays are the deals. Today is the day to not come, I guess, because there's no discount. But we're still going to look, see what kind of items there would be. Maybe even come back tomorrow. As far as shoes go, not a lot of pickings here. The shape of them is actually worse than I've seen at a lot of stores. And they're kind of just everywhere. These Kawhis. $70. It says $100. The back corner of this thrift store has all their kitchen appliances and hard goods kind of stashed away on these shelves here. It's really just cluttered. You don't know what's going to be where. A lot of stuff was falling over if I even tried to grab it, so I really avoided this corner, but just wanted to show you guys so you can at least see the state of this section if you're interested in more of these kinds of items. Obviously a lot of tumblers there, and that's mostly because they were just overpriced. A lot of them were like $7, $8 for some used tumblers. Not gonna happen, but we're headed back into the store more, where there's bags and backpacks on the right side, and most of the purses and carrying things are hanging on the ends of these aisles, so obviously a lot of stuff to look through. Back in the clothes, I find a John Barbados polo. These don't sell for crazy bucks, but they're definitely worth it when they're pricing them so low. Then I came across a couple of vintage shirts. This is the first one that says I Stand With Immigrants. This was priced $2 just like the next one was, but I couldn't leave these behind. They're just kind of cool. I'm not a big vintage dealer, but the fact that these were such cool designs and just kind of old school items and just kind of relics of time, I just like to grab them because it's going to end up costing me $150 on a 25% off day. And half-heartedly looking through the plush here. I know a lot of resellers make a lot of money off flipping these things. I don't know what I'm looking for in here, but I thought I'd just show you guys if you are interested in these kinds of things. And they're inside of baby cribs, a nice repurposing. Looks like this will be worth it. They want 6. Looks legit. And emerging here from the rows of clothes, we're at the front of the store. There's a $100 helium tank if you're interested there. A random fan that I don't think's for sale. Everything's really just like a sensory overload. The stuff that's usually good is behind the glass, but it just looked like everything was behind the glass. Then they had this pile of clothes that was covered up for whatever reason. I'm assuming you couldn't look through it, so I didn't. More hard goods and miscellaneous bags, like gift bags even, for sale. Not sure why they sell those. Miscellaneous magazines laying around, like this 1984 Life magazine. I mean, it's just random knickknacks. You could have a fun time looking through all this stuff, but if you're looking for things to flip, most of the time they've already priced it up because they've already comped it out. More miscellaneous racks of clothes. Some of them you can look through, some are covered by sheets. I'm not sure what's up for sale or not, but all this rack is here is just carnage. There's bags falling all over the ground. There's just stuff everywhere, so it's a little bit overwhelming, but if you're willing to take the time, there's definitely plenty for you to look through. At the register here, and I see a very important cash only sign. I had forgotten this place only takes cash. I had to check real quick to see if I had some, and I had just enough to cover the one hat. So either way, I wasn't going to be able to grab the whole haul here, but I just planned on coming back tomorrow to get the 25% off for the items I did want to grab. Okay, so instant reaction from leaving there. Got an awesome hat. This thing's gonna sell at least 30 bucks. Had to pay $7 for it though. The inventory clearance sale says 50% off of all merchandise on Saturday and Sunday. Tuesdays and Thursdays they have 25% off. Overall though, I mean, it is cluttered in there. There is a lot of stuff. It does feel dusty and old, but it's not a negative thing. You're kind of expecting that going into thrift stores. And the staff, I don't know if they were just having a good day, but they weren't mean at all. They were very helpful in just answering questions. They weren't going out of their way to help anyone, but they also weren't being rude, so give that credit to them at least. I don't think that was the owner though. I'm pretty sure I've seen him before. Overall, it wasn't so bad, but I didn't come away with a lot, and I do want to buy some stuff, so we're going right across the street. The thrift store we were just at is here. There's a Goodwill right around that corner. If you watch the channel enough, you recognize this. So we got a Peter Millar shirt, long sleeve button. I'll take these. These usually sell pretty well for me, so it's not too much of a risk. $7 though, bigger size, should be able to sell it. A little surprised by the price on this Gymshark shirt. Usually these kind of go under the radar, but they priced this one at $10, so they think it's going to sell for more. That's fine. Another very cool international collegiate shirt. Last time I found I think it was Helsinki. This one's University of Madrid. This one I'm going to grab it. I don't know what they want for it. $4, definitely worth grabbing. Looks older too. This exact green one is right here. Obviously the one that's on there is new and probably a bigger size. This one's size small, used but in good condition, so I think I can get at least $20 for it. And it's got the padding on the elbows, which is always helpful to distinguish it from the others. $6. That'll be worth it. These lined LL beans sell well just because they're a little warmer. There's an XXL there. There's another 2XL here. Because there's two of them and they're the same size, I could lot them up together or sell them separately. Here's a Peter Millar polo. Summer Comfort is the better ones. They're like performance material. Other ones that I find are Peter Millar are like the cotton ones. Those also sell, just not as good as these Summer Comfort. Unfortunately, it has the Calabasas Country Club logo there. But it's small enough, I think, not to matter. So at $6, I could probably get 25, 30 bucks for that. All right, so we spent about 57 bucks on a bag full of stuff. Not too bad, at least we got some stuff. All right, we're back. Good morning, how are you? The other things I grabbed yesterday, leaving this dealer jacket, just too much. They want 25, even minus 25%. They still sell about 20 bucks, some of them. Hermenegildo Zegna branded sweaters, sold stuff like theirs before, but it is stained and there's holes in the back. Looks like some moths got to it, so those will stay. Sell-through rate's good, but there's only 5 sold, so probably leaving that too. Didn't really show this in the first stop, so I wanted to show that there are games here. They're just mostly overpriced. I'm sure there are some gems that I'm Just Key could find or Good Game Grabs would find in here. You know, come in and find the good ones and be out within 10 minutes of looking through this whole thing, but I don't have that knowledge, so I kind of just showed a couple games here just to show the extent of what they got here, but for the most part, they're all listed about 10 bucks each, so that's probably why they're still sitting here. All right, so we only spent $13.46 on this stack. Just a couple of things just to show that there were some things to grab. I think each of the items we grabbed today would sell for more than that, so there's profits to be had there, but again, the prices we were looking at and just how long they've been sitting there kind of says a lot about how they price things, how they go about it, so they're trying to get top dollar for their items, which is understandable in the end. We're all trying to do that, but they just end up getting stuck with it. So it's pretty clear some of the dusty stuff and some of the dates on some of their price tags shows that they're overpricing too high, and then they're slashing it down little by little, and one of the tags had like 4 different prices on it because it's just been sitting there. I think the worst part about it is that it had holes in it, so it's not like it's gonna sell at all. I'm just glad to come away with a couple things and to bring you guys along to see it. I mean, it is pretty bad in there compared to the other thrift stores, but it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. I think when it comes to Yelp, people only want to complain. There's not a lot of times where you have a great time and you say, I got to go to Yelp to make my opinion be heard. It's most of the time when you're mad. Maybe that's a sign for all of us to take the time to also dish out a little bit of positive vibes. You like a place, go and make sure you give them positive feedback so people know the real deal and aren't just inundated with negative comments from people who are angry, because I'm sure there are plenty of happy people who just aren't commenting there. But either way, their score is reflective of exactly what you're going to get in there. So I appreciate you coming along, and thank you for watching.